Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the Sullivan family. I am in my position. This is now my vlogging seat on Florence's bed. She's collecting teddy bears as we speak. They all get chucked off before she goes to bed, but she likes to put them all back on in the morning, and then they all just go on the floor. But it's my comfy little chair for when I come and do my vlogs. So if there's noise in the background, I apologise. They're digging up my garden. They're digging up the decking as we speak. So it's a bit noisy. Another reason I've just come upstairs to hide, to be honest. But anyway, I don't really have, like the last couple of chatty vlogs I've kind of done, I've had a purpose. I don't really have a purpose so much today. So I'm just going to come on and talk about a few different things that are on my mind. Of course, I will have forgotten what the things were that were on my mind before we get to talking about them, because that's how my life is at the moment. The brain fog is real. It's just, I had and I'm still getting messages now from people, and this is kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about, actually. I've just remembered. I've had some messages from people, I mean, so many supportive comments, and I hope that whoever's reading the comments will feel supported by them as well. It's not just for my benefit, because they make me feel like, you know, I'm not in this alone. But I kind of, from what I've read up and pages I've been on, and I kind of knew that already, which is why I wanted to talk about it more, because I realised there's not that many people talking about it. Quite a lot of people that I follow are talking about it, but they all say as well, people are not talking about perimenopause and menopause. It's still that taboo kind of subject. And I realised when I put the video out how many people commented that it's still not being talked about that much. So whilst I feel that I've seen lots of people talking about it and have got knowledge from that, and then equally people coming on and commenting and giving me, you know, their knowledge and how they feel, and just that's exactly what I'm like as well, you know, just that kind of camaraderie, if you like, in it. But I hope that people have been able to read the comments, the nice ones obviously. I don't think there was many, there's always a few, but you know, and take comfort in knowing that they're not on their own as well because of all the comments. So I hope that that's been a comfort to other people, not just me talking about it, but the comments that people have put on. I hope that's kind of a comfort to everybody as well. But some of the messages and stuff that I've got have been like, I've had quite a few that have said they've been to the doctor and the doctors are just not, not all doctors, obviously. I'm not saying all doctors at all. And I've not been to the doctor, so I'm, you know, because I'm not at that kind of stage just yet. But a lot of messages said about the fact that they went to the doctor with symptoms and they didn't even touch on perimenopause or menopause. And these are women of my sort of age and older, and it wasn't even suggested that that could be a thing. And it's like, wow, that's pretty incredible that there are still doctors out there that are not diagnosing or not looking into a woman of that age that has gone with these symptoms and not putting two and two together and saying this could be menopause. That's just crazy. And people are walking away thinking, well, it's just me, I must have just gone nuts, and they're putting them on antidepressants and all those sorts of things. That's just crazy to me, because would that not be the first thing that you'd look at? It just seems crazy that that's still happening in this day and age. So yeah, that was one of the things that I was going to talk about, and I will keep talking about it. I mean, I'm not knowledgeable on the subject at all whatsoever, because this is all new to me. And like I've said before, I have literally buried my head in the sand because I didn't want to get to this point. And I have literally just gone, I'm not going to talk about it. La, 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 la. I'm not speaking about it. I'm not talking about it. I'm not going to let it happen, because I don't want to get to that point where, like I said, where someone, you know, it's somebody up here has said, you're not having any more children. That's it. It's all over for you. I've not wanted to get to that point in my life, because for me, it's a big chapter closing, and one that I'm not ready to close yet mentally. So I have literally buried my head in the sand. I only know what I know through following other people and things that friends have said and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. So, you know, this is kind of a whole journey, as much as I hate that word, that we're all on together, to be honest. But I might not be knowledgeable in talking about it, but I can talk about myself, my own symptoms and stuff like that. And hopefully we can all help each other, if that makes sense. So kind of along the same theme, but not really, but kind of. I've just got a thing come up on my phone saying my Shein parcel's been delivered, which I knew because it's downstairs. That's another vlog. Accidentally may have ordered myself a few t-shirts for the summer. Accidentally forgot to take some of them out of the basket and have ended up with about 10. But that's for another day. So I got a comment the other day. I mean, obviously I get, you know, we get some amazing comments. We talk about the amazing comments. Probably don't talk about them enough, to be honest, because we get some lovely, really lovely comments. We also get the not so nice ones. Most of them I just shrug off or whatever. This particular one, I wanted to talk about it because it's not that it bothered me at all, but it dawned on me that people say these sorts of things all the time and how much it can affect somebody. So somebody put on, I think it was my Instagram post last week when I'd had my hair cut. Wait 1 minute and I'll just read it up properly. So they put 6 pictures of yourself, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, and smiling at your own image more than ever. Let me just double check that's what it said. Yeah, and more than ever smiling at your own image, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. No kisses or hearts. So not meant in a nice way, meant in a kind of way of, look at you taking all these pictures of yourself and putting them on social media. What, you know, you must think that you're something special, or you must really love looking at yourself, or something implying that I'm kind of self-absorbed in my own image or something like that. And like I said, it didn't bother me at all. I'm not bothered by it at all. But it dawned on me that, you know, in this day and age of social media, especially, if I put pictures of the kids on, people tell me I shouldn't put pictures of the kids on, when that is literally our, you know, we are a family YouTube channel, family. There's millions of people doing the same sort of thing. And what we choose to do is what we choose to do. If I put pictures of myself on, you're called, you know, you're self-absorbed, you're looking at yourself, look at you looking at your pictures and all that sort of stuff. You literally, on social media nowadays, you cannot win. You can't do right for doing wrong, or wrong for doing right, or either right for doing right, wrong for doing wrong. You just can't. Whatever you do, somebody will see the wrong. Whatever you say, whatever you do, somebody will take something and turn it into something that it's not. But I mean, that happens in real life as well, obviously. But it dawned on me that there are people that they're like fun stealers. Do you know what I mean? That are just there when you're feeling maybe quite, you know, obviously I'd had my hair done. You know, you feel good about yourself when you've had your hair done, you've been and you've pampered yourself a little bit, you've had a bit of a pamper, you feel good about yourself. And then there's somebody that just wants to bring you down to, you know, to where they maybe are sitting. And it dawned on me that there's lots of people that do things like that to other people. And it's not really about what you've done. It's about them not feeling like that. So they kind of want you to be feeling bad as well, or take away that little bit of confidence that maybe you've had. The fact of the matter is, I spent absolutely years and years, and even now, hating what I see in the mirror, hating it. I'm better now. Obviously, I did a vlog the other week about how I've lost a bit of confidence lately, body confidence, all those sorts of things over the past, 8 months. Not felt so confident about myself, anything like that. But I spent absolute years hating what I saw in the mirror, hating looking at myself, hating looking at photos of myself. I would overanalyze every single photo. So to be doing what we're doing now on social media is kind of a bit like full circle, if you like. it took a really long time. When we used to do videos and stuff like that, I wouldn't watch them. I wouldn't watch them. I wouldn't look at the photos. I wouldn't look at the videos because I hated looking at myself. But slowly I got used to it and I built up more confidence, and I started turning it around and saying, well, actually, I mean, I could have picked up, you know, oh, well, I don't like the way I look in that, or I look overweight in that one, or whatever. But slowly you get used to seeing yourself. You get used to seeing yourself maybe as other people see you. Not quite, you know, I don't think you ever see yourself as somebody else sees you. But you slowly get used to seeing yourself the more you look at yourself. And when you're somebody that does not like, you know, hasn't liked what they've seen, it's really difficult to look at yourself. You know, at the end of the day, I had an eating disorder in my early teens. I lost a lot of weight, and again in my late teens, early 20s maybe, again had disordered eating and lost a lot of weight. I was very, very skinny, very underweight. And I look at myself in my 20s when I probably had a nice figure, or what I deemed to be a nice figure. I look at my girls now who are in their 18, 19, 20, 17, 18, 19. They all, you know, when you're that age, you're not this age. So I'm not going to look at 47 or 46, what I looked like when I was 20, you know. So sometimes you look and you think, oh, I'd love to look like that. You compare, you know, a lot of the adverts and stuff and the models, and they're all in their 20s. I'm not going to look like that because I'm not 20. I'm 46. I've changed a lot. I've had 12 children for a start, so I've been through a lot of pregnancies, and my body's been through a lot, and I've done a lot to it. And being that kind of version of myself is not who I am now, but it's taken a long time to get to the point where I can look at myself in the mirror and I can be kind of happy-ish. I'm still not, there's still lots of things I find wrong. There's some days, still now, I hate looking at myself and I think, oh my God, you just look awful. And there's other days where I think, do you know what, actually, I feel all right today. I feel like I look okay. But I've been through periods in my life where I haven't wanted to treat myself to new clothes or anything like that, because I just have not thought I look terrible in everything, so I don't really deserve to wear nice things, because, you know, I'm not slim enough to wear them, or I don't look like it doesn't look like it looks on the model, so therefore I can't wear them. To get to a point now where you feel worthy enough to wear the clothes even though you don't look like it does in the magazine. And this isn't a slight on anybody, because, you know, when I they look amazing, and it's like my girls, you know, they look amazing models, and I look at other people online and I think, slim or not slim, and I think, oh, you look amazing, I wish I could carry. And do you know what a lot of it is confidence. A lot of it is confidence, carrying off how you look with the confidence. Sometimes when you look at people, it doesn't matter what size they are, they're wearing something nice, you're attracted to them in a kind of want to watch their stuff way, not attracted as in attracted, but, you know, attracted to their page or whatever, because of their confidence, the way that they come across, the way that they, you know, you can be looking at them thinking, I love watching your stuff, because you just come across as being so confident and just feeling like you're owning it. And it doesn't matter what size you are, at the end of the day, it's having that confidence to feel like you own it, like you are worthy of everything you're wearing, like you're worthy of the way that you look, all that sort of stuff. And I think that's a really difficult, when you've been through your life having very disordered eating, not liking what you see in the mirror, never feeling like you look like the other people do, so therefore you can't wear the clothes that the other people are wearing because you don't feel worthy enough of wearing them because they look better and you don't. And this is from my own head, by the way. This isn't about anybody else. This is how I felt for years. You know, haven't wanted to wear that because I won't look like they look, and I can't carry that off. And I know that although I'm speaking about myself, I know that there'll be lots of people that go, do you know what, that's just what I feel like. That's just how I felt for years, that I can't wear that because I won't look like they do. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you feel happy and confident in what you're wearing and comfortable, because come on, it's got to be about the comfort as well, then that's what matters. It matters what you feel. It matters how you feel, not how other people perceive you to feel. Do you know what I mean? So when that comment came on the other day, I thought, you know what, I'm going to address this, because there'll be so many people that get put down by others, and it will take away that little bit of confidence. And that might be a bit of confidence they've been fighting for absolutely ages. And they might have just gone out wearing something and felt a bit, felt good about themselves. And somebody will have said something and taken them down, and they will have gone home and thought, I'm never doing that again. I'm never wearing that again. I'm just not putting myself out there again. And I just wanted to say, don't let people take that away from you. Don't let. I saw another TikTok the other day about somebody completely different. It was about a girl who was in the gym, and she was plus size, but she'd gone to the gym because she wanted to start getting fit. It wasn't even about losing weight. It was about, she wanted to feel better in herself. She wanted to start getting fit and healthy. So she went to the gym. And obviously she'd never been to the gym, and she didn't really know what form she was kind of using, or when I say form, I mean like, what, like lunges or star jumps or whatever. So it was all new to her. So she was trying to do her best on this that she was doing, and some people were taking photos of her. Some guys were taking photos of her and laughing at her, and she carried on because she wanted to. It was something she wanted to do. And that took a lot of confidence for her to do that, because she could have just walked out and gone, do you know what, I'm never going back. And she actually said, I read what she said, and she said that the old her would have just walked out and never gone back. And that was the whole reason that she didn't want to go to the gym in the first place, because she thought that people would basically take the piss out of her. And they did. And she's like, what, so they did. It's done. The reason I'm here is to try and get fit. So I'm just going to carry on regardless. And that is the power there. That's the power. The power that you hold in yourself is, I feel like I'm doing a pep talk now, but you have that power. And there will always be people coming along and trying to take that little bit of power away from you, to take that little bit of confidence, to chip away at that, because they see something in you that they don't have in them. So therefore, they're going to try and make you feel bad as well. And don't let people do that. Don't let people take that away, because if you're like me, it's taken me, people see me on here and they think, oh, she's really confident. But you see me outside, I get flustered. I meet people lots of times, and, I say hello and everything else. But I always think to myself afterwards, did I say the right thing? I worry about how I speak or what I say. On here, I'm talking to a camera. That's it. When I'm actually out meeting people, and not that I'm like going out, do you know what I mean? When I meet people, when I stop and chat to people in the street, I get flustered sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know if I said the right thing, or, did I sound stupid, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, because that's just me. Excuse me. But being able to talk on camera it's taken a lot of confidence to get here. But like I said, I'm speaking to a camera, and I can edit bits out if I want to, or I can get Ben to edit them out anyway. But it does take a certain amount of confidence. But what really takes the confidence is having the confidence to be yourself, and go out there and do whatever you want to do, wearing whatever you want to wear, and not letting other people take that away from you, not letting people have the power to take that away from you. And that's what's really important, because there will always be people in life that want to see you fail. There will always be people that try and take that away from you. I've had it. You don't have to let people do that. And that is what is really, I think, if you're not a naturally confident person, which I'm not a naturally confident person, it's really hard, really, really hard. And I know how hard it can be, but don't let people take it away. And that's why I wanted to address that comment, not because it bothered me, but because I know that happens to people all the time. And it will take, all it takes is for them to go, well, actually, yeah, you're right. you know, I shouldn't be taking photos of myself and putting them online because, you know, it makes me look a bit self-absorbed. So what? If you've got a photo that you like, put it, you know, and you want to put it on your page, you put it on your page. If you think, do you know what? I feel really good in that photo. I think I look really nice in that photo. I'm going to put that online. Go for it. Go for it. Don't let somebody else's opinion change you on that one, for sure. You know, or it might not be online. You might want to stick it up on your wall. Who knows? But or you might just want to look at it and think, do you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm happy with myself in that photo. Don't let somebody else come along and go, well, you know, because that's how they feel. And it's normally something linked to themselves, rather than anything to do with you. Pep talk over. I don't know what's going on outside now. Somebody shouting and stuff. Anyway, I can't remember what I was going to do a vlog at some point on. I keep saying I'm going to do a vlog on like teenagers. I don't actually know where the heck to start, to be honest. And it's not going to be a, you know, we hate teenagers thing, because I really don't. My teenagers are great, but and we're really lucky, like super lucky. They're all amazing. All our kids are amazing, and you know, but it doesn't just happen. You know, we've put a lot of effort, and they've put a lot of effort, and it's all of it. That from being little to what they are now, it's their whole kind of. It's starting at the beginning, isn't it? It's the routines that you start at the beginning. It's the ground rules that you have at the beginning. It's all those things. It's like our younger kids, they don't go out to play. They go out to play. They're like in the garden, or, you know, they go out with us. I don't let them go out on their own. And it might be controversial, but I don't like them roaming around the streets. I don't like them being out without one of us or one of the older siblings. To be honest, they don't really like going in the garden without us. You know, if we go out for a walk, we all go out for a walk. Toby obviously is 12. He sometimes goes off with his friends in the summer, maybe over to the woods or the beach or something. At that age, I kind of, you know, let them do a few things. He actually wanted to go into town the other day on the bus with his friends, and I said no, because I didn't want him to get into a situation. There was a big group of them, and I just don't want him to go off. People might say, oh my God, why are you not allowing them to do things like that? Because I think he's too young. That's why. I think he's too young. When he's older, it's different. I think he's too young, and too sensitive, probably. If there was anything that went wrong or any trouble or anything like that, that he would get caught up in it, he would be really upset by it. So it was a no from me. And I think that's quite important. We have quite often said no to things. We've said no to things as parents that, and I mean, it's up to other, you know, whatever you feel as a parent, wherever your boundaries are, that's, you know, that's up to you as a family. And that's what I'm trying to, you know, say is every family has different boundaries. Every family has different ground rules. Every family has different guidelines, if you like, and nobody's wrong. It's just how you feel as a family, but you shouldn't necessarily change your values to fit in with somebody else. And I think having done that, it's now made our older ones, who are allowed to go and do things because, you know, they're teenagers, but they can go and do those sorts of things and be trusted to go off and do things because Florence is crying. Ben is with her. She's not on her own. Because we've kind of had all those ground rules and stuff when they were younger. She's not in a very good mood today. She's still not 100%. So she's, you know, having a bit of a wobbly. She also doesn't like the men digging up the garden. But yeah, you know, having the teens we've got now, the older ones, they are grounded like they are. They are not grounded as in I don't let them out. I mean grounded in as people, because we've kind of worked that way with them. The way that we've brought them up, the things that we've done. Also, I think having the independence, you know, there's a trust thing for the older ones, and that comes from being younger as well. They do things that they do because we trust them, and they don't betray our trust because we trust them. And they also know they can come to us with anything, and we will, talk things through. Hang on a minute. Oh, she's okay. Yeah, what was I saying? It all starts at the beginning. So like we trust our older ones because they know we've given them independence. We've let them be independent, but they also know that we are right there behind them if they need us. So it's very difficult to get it right with teenagers. Very, very difficult. And I do think because they have a lot of younger siblings, it's kind of kept us together as a family much stronger, I think, because we have little ones. There's always little ones around. They haven't gone distant. Like I think because I don't know exactly, because I can't liken it to anything else because we've always had younger ones and older ones, but I just feel there would have been a lot more like maybe shutting themselves in their rooms and those sorts of things. And I mean, some of them do, but because there's always little ones, it's made things like Christmas, Easter, those sorts of things, as they grow up, obviously they're not really bothered about so many Easter eggs and all those sorts of things. Yeah, just give me some chocolate and I'll be off, But because we've got the younger ones, it's kind of brought everybody as the family. We've gone and we've done all the decorations and all of that for the younger ones, so they all get involved in that. And I have felt that that's kind of kept us close as a family. But also we work really hard at keeping everybody close as a family. We make sure that we have a day, at least trying a day once a month where we all get together and do something. And that's hard when you've got lots of kids because they've got jobs, they've got families, they've got boyfriends, they've got whatever, girlfriends, they've got other things going on. They haven't got other families yet, but they have friends. That's what I meant, not families. They have other things going on, so you have to book a date in the diary. Like we're going out for Agnes's birthday in a month. Well, it's 1st of June we're going out, and I'm like, book this day in now. You need to all book it off work. You need to make sure that we're all going out, and that's great. But there is a lot of trust with the older ones, and it does work a lot on respect as well. They know they can pretty much get away with a lot of things. We're quite laid back as parents, but equally there is ground rules and there is things that they know not to take the mick on, and they know that if that happens, then there'll be a discussion. But equally there'll be a discussion, we'll talk about it, and it will be gone, it will be forgotten. I'm not in their faces, in their lives all the time, telling them what they need to do, telling them this and this. At the end of the day, their lives are up to them. I will help them, we will help them as much as they need. I will always be there to back them up, and I will always be there to help them out. But as you're growing up into an adult, they need to learn to do things for themselves as well. And I'm talking about Charlotte has got herself an apprenticeship. So she started going to, she's just left school, but she started going to college on a Wednesday, because up here in Scotland they can go to college on a Wednesday and study a certain things. Well, she wanted to do hairdressing, so she, from that hairdressing course on a Wednesday at school, she's got herself an apprenticeship with hairdressers, which now has led into a job, and now she's going to college to do hairdressing. But she's done that on her own. Yeah, now she's wanted any help with any of it, with CV, anything like that, yep, we're there to help. But at the end of the day, she will always know that she's done that for herself. The other girls that have got jobs, yeah, they've all got those jobs for themselves. Yeah, I haven't gone and said to such and such, or could you give them a job? They've done that themselves. And they will always know that they've gone and done that for themselves, because I think that's important, that they learn to do things for themselves. But they also always know that I'm and Ben, we're right there behind them. If they need us, we are right there behind them. A little bit like if they go out, obviously there's only 2 of them above legal age. Olivia, she might go out until whatever time in the morning. But she knows if she can't get home, she can phone me up. And it might be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll still come and pick her up. Yeah, they know that. They know that And that is really important. It's that trust, it's that respect, it's all of it. But it hasn't just happened. People say, oh, you're so lucky. And yeah, we are so lucky. We are really, really lucky. But that has taken, it's a lot of, it's a lot of give and take. And there are things, that get said. There are things, arguments that are had. There are, well, not arguments as such, but discussions. I don't think we really have arguments. We have discussions sometimes if they overstep the mark, or it's sometimes when we overstep the mark. We'll both turn around and say, look, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And I will be the first to apologise if I think that is something, and that hasn't been an always, that is a now, as they've got older. If I think I've said something that I shouldn't have done, or I think I've done something that I shouldn't have done, I will apologise to them, same as they will to us. But in our house, it's done. Once that is said and done, it's done. We'll move on. I'm not going to get the next day holding a grudge. I'm not going to be a week down the line going, yeah, but you said such and such. It's done. Yeah, we've moved on from that. But yeah, I think it's like a minefield, isn't it, with teenagers? It is a minefield. I mean, I don't want any of my kids to leave home ever. I want them to stay living with me for the rest of my life. But that is not going to happen, obviously, because they're going to grow up and they're going to want to move away, and it breaks my heart. And I know it's going to be really hard. And that is another thing I am burying my head in the sand about. But for now, I have them all here in my little nest with us. And, they go off and they do things. They have their own lives. Like, I might say, oh, what are you up to? What are your plans for this week? Oh, I'm doing such and such, and working. I'm going to go and meet. Yeah, that's fine. No problems. But it's more so for me, I can know who's eating, who's going to be in at what time. Does anybody need a lift anywhere? So I can arrange. It's not so I can say, oh, you're not going there and you're not doing this. It's more so that I can go, right, okay, so I need to take you there then, and you there then. That's why we have our little planners in places, so that I know who needs to go where. And obviously Lizzie can drive, so that's great. Olivia's nearly ready to take a test, another great thing. But it's about them having that independence and feeling, when you've done something for yourself, that's really important. When you've got somewhere completely on your own, it's like Olivia with dance competitions and stuff. So when she goes to dance comps, I've never taken her, because when she first started in the comp team, she was about 13, I think, 12 or 13. And she actually went in last minute to a comp to stand in for somebody who was injured. It was a last minute thing. It wasn't even kind of, she was going to be slotted in with, they could look after her, they could take her. And it was a real thing for me. I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I want her to go away with other people. I don't know how she's going to be. Well, of course, that was the bug for dancing, even more than she already had it. She's always been a dancer. She's always had a bug for dancing. She's always, a lot of the older girls used to dance. Obviously, Isabel and her still dance. Isabel would still be doing comps now, or would be doing comps now, if it wasn't that she hurt her knee and her foot. That's just an unfortunate thing that's happened. But the reason Olivia will go away comps with the team, but I've not been. She'll go away to Glasgow. She's happy doing that. In fact, I think she's probably happier without me there, because she gets to live her kind of comp life without me there. And I might be a bit like, I'd love to see her dance, but she actually dances better when I'm not there. And but she's done anything that she's done with dancing, she's done on her own with the team, with her dance school. That's not from me like pushing her. She's done it because she's wanted to. And it's the same for me, it's the same with things like exams and stuff like that. Like, they are all very, very different. Elizabeth was revision. Elizabeth was across the board. School was definitely the right place for her to go. She was definitely revision and all of that. Olivia was just like I was kind of like, I'll do a bit of revision the night before and then I'll wing it on the day. But for me, it was never, I'm not going to make them a revision timetable. I'm not going to sit them down and make them do it, because at the end of the day, if they want to do it, they have to work out a way of doing it themselves. And also, I hold value in education, definitely, but I don't necessarily hold value in how to remember things for an exam, because I think it's kind of, the exam system is outdated. This is another reason I'll do another vlog another day on homeschooling, because this one's going to be for hours otherwise. But it's more about, if you're wanting to do things, I don't agree with people giving money for exams and stuff, for instance, because I think if you want to do them, do them. If you want to do well, try your best. That's all I can ever say, is try your best. Or whatever you do, whether it's work, exams, school, homeschool, whatever, try your best. That's what I've always said to them. Just try your best. And if you don't pass, or you don't get the job or whatever, at least you know you tried your best. If you know you've tried your best, then nobody can ask any more. It might not always work out. It might not go the way you want it to go, but you know you've tried your best. And that's what I've always said to them. Anyway, I've kind of got off a complete tangent, haven't I? I think I'll do a vlog next week on like homeschool and school, and maybe some more of the kind of ins and outs of why we've decided to homeschool. I know we've done vlogs on it before, but maybe a little bit more into it. I'm going to finish this vlog now though, because otherwise it's going to be about 3 hours long. And I also want to go and see what they're doing in my garden now. So anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. I'm quite liking doing these chatty vlogs. Sometimes I don't know what I've talked about, but that's okay. Anyway, don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. All the links to everything we do are in the video description below. And please remember, if anybody ever tries to put you down, you don't have to take it on board. You are individual, and you don't need to listen when other people are trying to make you take away that little bit of confidence. To have the confidence, build the confidence, and you can do it. We can all do it. Anyway, I'm going. I'll see you again in the next video.